A summary of the most relevant national and international news of the day, here on ICI Canada. Presented by Angelica Cifuentes. White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt reiterated that the Trump administration is moving forward with this plan, emphasizing the need for Canada and Mexico to collaborate on these issues. Experts say the implementation of these tariffs could violate the terms of the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, which promotes free trade among member nations. The situation has created uncertainty in financial markets, contributing to the recent depreciation of the Canadian dollar against the US dollar. Health Canada has issued an urgent warning to parents and caregivers, urging them to immediately discard self-feeding devices for infants. These devices, which allow infants to be fed without direct supervision, have raised significant concerns regarding the safety and well-being of children. Health Canada stresses that while technology can offer convenient solutions, the safety and healthy development of infants must always come first. Parents are urged to stay informed and follow health professionals' recommendations regarding infant feeding practices. A snowstorm has hit parts of Ontario during the early morning hours of Tuesday, January 28, 2025. According to the weather forecast, snow is expected to continue to fall in the region, with accumulations potentially reaching 5 to 10 centimeters in areas such as Toronto and Ottawa. Environment Canada has issued weather advisories for these cities, warning of hazardous travel conditions due to reduced visibility and snow accumulation on roads. In Toronto, snow is expected to begin late in the afternoon and continue overnight, tapering off Wednesday morning. Ford will meet with Lieutenant Governor Edith Dumont to formally request the dissolution of the 43rd House of Representatives. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has announced his intention to dissolve the provincial parliament and call a snap election for February 27, 2025. Ford, who is seeking a third consecutive term as a progressive conservative, argues that an early election is necessary to win public support for fighting Trump's proposed tariffs, which could severely impact Ontario's economy. The US-Canada trade deficit in goods is expected to reach $55 billion through November 2024, the highest level in 2 decades. From the Trump administration's perspective, the growing trade deficit can be interpreted as a sign of an imbalance in trade relations, where the United States imports more than it exports, which could negatively affect domestic industry and employment. The Quebec National Assembly has resumed its spring session against a backdrop of tariff threats from U.S. President Donald Trump. In response, Quebec Premier François Legault has expressed his opposition to these measures and stressed the importance of protecting the province's economic interests. Legault has noted that Quebec is assessing possible trade retaliation and working closely with the federal government to coordinate an effective response. The Canadian dollar has been trending lower against the US dollar, influenced by uncertainty surrounding possible tariff impositions. Recently, the Canadian currency fell as much as 1.4% in Asian trading, reaching its lowest level since March 2020. Given these threats, the Bank of Canada is expected to cut its benchmark interest rate at its next meeting, marking the 6th consecutive cut. Although the Canadian economy is showing signs of improvement, potential tariffs represent a significant risk that could influence the central bank's future decisions. Subscribe and follow us on our YouTube and TikTok platforms as ICI Canada, to always be informed with the most important news and in-depth analysis.